Okay, let's dive in. Imagine a joke, right? Just an internet joke.
Yeah.
And it ends up being worth, well, billions of dollars.
Lazy when you put it like that.
It really is. We're talking about Dogecoin today, Doge, the original meme coin.
The Shiba Inu one. Yeah.
Exactly. And our mission for this deep dive is basically to figure out how this satirical idea became such a major digital asset.
It's quite a story.
Yeah, we've looked at a bunch of articles, its origins, the tech side, that amazing community, and how it kind of crashed into the mainstream crypto world.
The sources paint a really interesting picture of internet culture meeting finance.
Totally. It's pretty unexpected stuff. So let's start at the beginning. The joke itself.
Right, so 2013. It wasn't some grand plan.
No, not at all. It was created by two software engineers, Billy Markus and Jackson Palmer.
And their whole goal was, well, to poke fun a bit.
Yeah, like a lighthearted jab at Bitcoin, which was getting pretty serious, maybe a little pretentious.
Make crypto fun again, sort of.
Exactly. And they used the Doge meme as inspiration.
Ugh. Oh yes, the confused Shiba Inu.
With the Comic Sans text. Classic internet.
Such, wow, very currency.
Exactly. So the aim wasn't disruption. It was more about making crypto accessible, fun.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Less intimidating for the average person online, like an inside joke everyone could get in on.
And people actually went for it. It wasn't just a quick fad.
No, it really caught on. That playful vibe resonated.
And it started getting used, right? Like for actual things.
Yeah, early on, it found a niche in microtransactions. And online tipping, that was huge, especially on Reddit.
Oh, right. The tipping culture.
Exactly. It built this really unique sort of grassroots community spirit.
Yeah.
Sharing, generosity.
And it grew from there into like a proper cryptocurrency.
It did. I mean, it evolved. At its absolute peak, the market cap, the total value was over $82 billion.
$82 billion for a joke coin. That's wild.
That's staggering, yeah.
So, okay, it's got the meme, the community, but how does it actually work, technically speaking? It's still crypto, right?
Yeah. It is. Fundamentally, it runs on a blockchain, a distributed ledger, just like Bitcoin or Litecoin.
Okay. And it uses proof of work, like Bitcoin mining.
Yes, proof of work. But it uses the script algorithm. That's the same one Litecoin uses, actually.
Script, okay. So miners are solving puzzles to validate transactions.
That's the gist of it. They use their computing power, solve these cryptographic puzzles, and when they find a solution, they validate a block of transactions.
And they get new Doge as a reward.
Exactly. That's how new coins are minted. And because it used script, initially it was a bit easier for regular folks with GPUs to mine it, compared to Bitcoin's specialized hardware needs early on.
So now it's mostly ASICs, right? Like Litecoin.
Yeah, specialized ASIC miners are pretty much the standard now for mining Dogecoin efficiently.
And one thing people always mention is the speed difference compared to Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, that's a key point. Dogecoin block times are much faster. We're talking roughly 1 minute.
Compared to Bitcoin's 10 minutes or so.
Right. So theoretically, that makes Dogecoin better suited for like quick payments, everyday type stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's circle back to that community aspect you mentioned, the tipping. It sounds like that was more than just a feature. It was like central to Dogecoin.
Absolutely crucial. I mean, the passion and frankly, the fun the community brought was vital. It probably wouldn't have survived without it.
Do we have examples of that? Like specific things they did?
Oh, definitely. Remember the Jamaican bobsled team fundraiser for the 2014 Winter Olympics?
Yes. That was huge. Such a feel-good story.
Totally captured the spirit. And they didn't stop there. They funded clean water projects in Kenya.
Wow.
And they sponsored a NASCAR driver. Put the Doge meme right on the car.
No way. A Doge car?
Yep. All community-funded initiatives. And that Reddit tipping culture was massive early on.
Yeah.
It built loyalty, rewarded people for creating content or just being helpful.
So it was less about just profit.
Yeah, much more about fun, sharing, and, well, community. It really set it apart from a lot of other crypto projects, which felt much more purely financial.
It's such a different vibe. Okay, so if we put Dogecoin head-to-head with Bitcoin, what are the main contrasts? Besides the meme, obviously.
Well, the biggest one probably is supply. Bitcoin has that hard cap, right?
No.
21 million coins ever.
Creates scarcity. Digital gold, supposedly.
Exactly. Dogecoin, no maximum supply cap. It's inflationary. New coins are always being created, though the rate of inflation decreases over time.
So infinite Doge, well, not quite infinite, but always increasing.
Precisely. So Bitcoin's value proposition is partly tied to that scarcity. Dogecoin's abundance plus the lower fees you mentioned potentially makes it more useful as, like, actual currency for spending.
And the mining algorithm difference, script versus SHA-256, leading to the faster block times.
Right. Those are the key technical differences. Abundance versus scarcity, faster versus slower blocks.
Okay, so it starts as this fun community thing.
Yeah.
How did it break out into the mainstream consciousness? It wasn't just Reddit tipping forever.
No, the big leap really happened around 2021.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to talk about Elon Musk.
Ah, yes, the
Yeah.
Elon effect.
Definitely. His tweets, often quite playful or supportive of Dogecoin, seem to have a massive impact on the price.
It felt like every time he mentioned it, the charts went wild.
There was a very strong correlation for a while there, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just hype.
Oh.
We started seeing actual businesses adopt it, like AMC Theaters accepting it for payments.
Movie tickets with Doge?
Yep. And the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban's basketball team, they started taking it too.
Okay, that's significant.
And crucially, it got listed on all the major exchanges, Binance, Coinbase.
Mhm.
Suddenly, it was super easy for anyone to buy and sell DOGE.
Lower the barrier to entry massively.
Exactly. Plus, retailers like Newegg, the electronic site, and even platforms using Shopify started offering it as a payment option.
So it went from joke to, well, something you could actually buy stuff with. That's quite the journey.
It really is.
But okay, let's be real. With this kind of rapid growth, especially fueled by memes and celebrity tweets, there have got to be risks, right?
Oh, absolutely. Major risks. That unlimited supply we talked about, and its heavy reliance on community sentiment, social media trends.
Makes it volatile.
Extremely volatile. The price can swing dramatically based on, well, sometimes not much more than hype or a viral moment.
Yeah, I can see that.
And there's also criticism, about its technical development. Compared to some newer blockchain projects, Dogecoin hasn't seen as much, let's say, cutting-edge innovation. The development pace can seem slower.
So maybe not the most technically advanced coin out there?
Arguably not. But despite those risks, despite the criticisms, it's still here. It's still a big deal in the crypto space.
It really is. Its legacy seems kind of locked in now.
I think so. It's a true cultural phenomenon as much as a financial one. It proved that internet culture could spill over into finance in a major way. It showed that sometimes even a joke can have real lasting impact.
And it's still actively used and traded?
Definitely. It maintains a significant market cap. And, it basically spawned the whole category of meme coins.
Yeah.
As of, say, early 2025, that whole market is worth billions.
Billions with a B.
Yep. And even with all the new competitors, Dogecoin is still, one of the top dogs, pardon the pun.
Huh. Okay, good one. All right, let's try and wrap this up then. Dogecoin. Started as a joke, an internet meme,
Became a surprisingly resilient cryptocurrency.
driven by this incredibly passionate, kind of unique community.
Yeah, focused on fun, accessibility, tipping.
And then, boom, these huge cultural moments, celebrity endorsements, push it into the mainstream spotlight.
It's a really unexpected story in the often quite serious world of finance and crypto. That mix of humor and actual community power gave it a niche nothing else quite had.
So when you look back at this whole Dogecoin saga, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does it tell us about how internet culture, how online communities might actually shape, well, the future of money or technology?
It's a fascinating question. Is there real, tangible value in just shared enthusiasm and making things accessible and fun, even in fields like finance that we usually think of as purely serious?
Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for digging into this with me today.
My pleasure. It's quite the story.